Are you in the mood for cozy scents? Because I certainly am. I love my cozy perfumes in general, but for fall time, wow, I'm the queen of cozy and cozy scents. So today I'm going to show you my favorite cozy scents in my collection. The latest one in my collection, which gave me the idea for this video, is Kayali's Silk Santal. I've shown you this perfume a few times already, and I always say, to me it doesn't scream wedding because it was in the wedding collection, but it screams cozy fall vibes 100% to me. There is champagne in here, freesia, praline, nectarine, sandalwood, and musk. It's super creamy and airy and light and fluffy. It has a strong sugared musk note that reminds me of Maud Vanilla, reminds me of Cloud, reminds me a little bit of Baccarat Rouge, because there's also this praline accord that you find in all of those scents, but then in the beginning it's a little bit more fruity and uplifting because of the champagne and the nectarine. It's so addictive, it's so cozy, and it's just beautiful. And it is the Kayali in my collection with the strongest performance. This has a longevity on my skin for at least 9 hours, which is insane if you look at other Kayalis. So this is one that I wore to bed during summertime, and I'm quite sure that I will wear it almost every single day as an everyday type of scent during fall and maybe even winter time. So let's continue with Kayali perfumes. To me, most of them are quite cozy scents, especially because they have a lot of gourmand and yummy notes in them, and the performance usually isn't the strongest. So I don't know, it just translates to coziness to me. So this is the, I think, bestseller called Vanilla 28, and this is such a beautiful, quite literal vanilla scent, but there is more to it. It's sweet, it's gourmand, it's creamy, it's quite spicy, and I don't know, it's cozy, but it has a freshness to it as well. And to me, every time I spray it, I have to sneeze. It's crazy. I do not know what they did, but yeah, it's like that. And even with the Silk Santal, I get like a tickly nose. But this has vanilla, of course. It has tonka bean, it has brown sugar, musk, amberwood, tonka bean, and it is vanilla forward, but you do have those other notes mixed into it, which make it a more interesting perfume. I still do not wear it on a day-to-day basis on its own, but I love to layer it with a lot of perfumes, or I love to wear it on its own as a bed scent because it's just so cozy. And the last Kayali for today is called Lovefest Burning Cherry, and this is such a beautiful cherry scent. I think cherry in itself is quite a cozy note in perfumery, don't know why, but this in particular is a lot more subdued than other cherries that are more loud, which is why I think this is quite cozy. It doesn't have the performance of Silk Santal at all. It's actually quite a weak performer, sadly, but this is why I tend to gravitate towards it when I want to feel cozy and I want to wear something that isn't too loud. So this is a cherry perfume. It's sweet and fruity and gourmand. It's quite woody and it has a smokiness to it, but there is a lot of sweetness in here, which balances all of the other notes out, and it's just very beautiful and elegant smelling, but still fun and playful because the cherry is such a fun, sweet scent. But then you have like a rose and the jasmine, you have guaiac wood and palo santo, which are two woods I adore. You have the praline, which gives it this sticky sweetness, and it's just so beautiful. My ride or die winter perfume is Myrrh and Tonka by Jo Malone. This is from the Cologne Intense line. And this is coziness in a bottle to me. It is sweet and creamy and very woody and also spicy. But most of all, it is creamy. It has not a lot of notes in here. It has lavender, myrrh, tonka bean, vanilla, and almond. And it's like the lightest vanilla, like cream you can think of, mixed with a little bit of almonds and a sprinkle of like dried lavender on there. And then you have the smokiness around you. It's so buttery smooth. It's so elegant. It's so classy. It is definitely unisex, and I know a lot of guys who wear it and love it and adore it on themselves. I do like it on myself as well, but my husband and I both wear it. Then I have a cheapie for you, and I'm so glad that they still have it in their collection because they tend to discontinue fragrances after 1 week, it seems. So this is a fragrance from Zara, and it is called Rich Warm Addictive. You can find it in the men's section, but it is not typically masculine leaning at all. It's very sweet and gourmand and creamy, smelling with some spicy notes. So there is vanilla in here, rum, and white peony. And it smells so good. It's so special. It doesn't smell like anything I know. One of the few Zaras that's not inspired by anything, it seems like. And this is one of the best sellers, I think, because it has been out since 2016. It's very beautiful. It's a quite light and airy and fresh gourmand. So I think a lot of gourmands are just too heavy, too sticky, sweet, and just too much. And this one has those spicy notes and this slight bit of floral aspect to it and some booziness, which makes it not as edible. This one was love at first sight. This is Lancome Idole Aura. This was love at first sniff, and I immediately thought, oh my god, this is so cozy. But this is a strong perfume. A friend of mine bought it because she smelled it on me, and she's now wearing it almost every single day, and I can smell her from miles away, it seems. This is a floral, sweet, creamy, fresh perfume, and it is based around rose, like all Idoles are. But this one has fleur de sel in it, which you can definitely smell. It's quite a salty rose. And then you have this absolutely creamy vanilla with heliotrope and musk. It is so good. It's so addictive. It smells very special to me. Reminds me a little bit of Hibiscus Mahajat by Maison, which is so expensive. And it has this addictive factor to it. It doesn't smell like a typical designer to me, and I'm just in love. I have to tell myself not to wear it every day. It's so fun to film this video because there are cozy scents in all seasons for me, and you will see some of the perfumes I'm going to show you throughout winter time as well. One of them is this one from Trussardi. I think the collection is called Le Vie di Milano, and the fragrance is called Passeggiata in Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II, but I'm going to only say Emanuele II to keep it simple. This was a perfume which was an impulse buy, which I typically don't do, especially not in this price category, but this is a gourmand, sweet, creamy floral scent. It's very complex. It has hazelnut and coffee and cinnamon. Then it has quite a strong tuberose, but the one I like, as well as a jasmine, which is the jasmine I like, and coconut. There's white musk, cedarwood, and vanilla absolute. This is so beautiful. It does smell edible and gourmand, but it still smells like a perfume as well. It has a strong floral note, but mixed in with those edible notes like the hazelnut, the coffee, the cinnamon, the coconut, which is also quite present. It's just so beautifully made and just so round and smooth, and it smells luxurious, it looks luxurious, and it is a very cozy light scent with strong longevity. So on my skin it lasts the whole day, but I can hardly overspray it. It's very hard to overspray. I think I've never oversprayed it. It never got on my nerves. Although tuberose and jasmine and coconut can be quite difficult for me. It's just so beautiful, so underrated. The collection itself is so underrated. I have the Discovery set here. If you want me to review it, please let me know in the comments. The next one is Black Tie by Celine. Absolutely beautiful. I have to see if I have anything on right now. This is sweet and quite powdery and creamy. And then it has this definite unisex vibe going on. And I think it's because there is some woodiness in here and some spices. This is so, it has something yummy to it. Don't know. It has a very strong vanilla note and Arthes. And then it has this woody base of cedar wood, and it has moss in here. And then a very fluffy musk, which leans in the powdery musk direction. But because it is mixed with the very sweet and creamy vanilla, it's a very nice balance. It's like quite luxury, you know? It's like subdued, but I'm here and I smell good, but it's not too gourmand, it's not too classic. It just sits right in between everything, and it's just so, so beautiful. The only thing is that they are expensive and a lot of them do not have a good performance. And this one here on me doesn't last a whole day. I would say it lasts maybe half a day. Speaking of weak performance, I have this fragrance mist here, which is called Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla Golden. I think it was a limited edition, but maybe you will find it somewhere or you have it already and you get reminded of it now. This is Sugar Tonka and Orchid Blossom Bare Vanilla at Golden Hour. This is stunning. It's so beautiful. It's a quite spicy green and fresh vanilla, reminding me of Eau d'Huile Eau de Toilette, a little bit by Diptyque, or one of those more fresh and green spicy vanillas. There are quite a few on the market, but this one is just so well blended and smooth and creamy and wearable, but still special. And I did not think that a fragrance mist could smell like it. I also adore the bottle, and I'm so, so sad that it is not on their website anymore, but maybe they will bring it back. Speaking of fragrance mists, I have this body mist by Sol de Janeiro, which is called Cheirosa ‘40. Black Amber Plum and Vanilla Woods. I've shown you this perfume or body mist quite a few times already because it is just so, so good. It is definitely a cozy scent to me, but it's a cozy, sexy scent. It is similar to Dama Bianca by Serjoff from their Casamorati line, but the Serjoff one is smelling more niche, and this one is just a little bit more approachable and just more easy to wear. This is a plum and black currant forward fragrance, so you definitely get those very strong fruity vibes. It is very sweet with a strong vanilla note, and then you get some florals and it's quite creamy. You have some woods and some musk in the base, but it's just the backbone of the perfume. It's not very loud. It's all about the fruits and the vanilla mixed together. And this creates something very, as I said, cozy, but still something sexy. The next one is this beautiful bottle from Jeanne Arthes, and this is called Macaron Amande. And everything from this line, Tea Time à Paris, does smell very cozy to me. This one is a sweet gourmand, creamy, powdery floral scent with also the note of plum, almonds. It has orange blossom and heliotrope, as well as milk and vanilla. And to me, it does smell like a nutty macaron, because macarons are very light desserts, very fluffy and airy, quite dry, but there's a certain sweetness to them. They have this creamy aspect, and some of them are quite nutty. And the performance isn't the best, but it still lasts for half a day, and this one is so cheap. It's underrated, and you definitely have to smell it. If you're still here, make yourself a nice cup of tea, okay? Because today I did not count how many perfumes I'm going to show you. I just brought all of the cozy perfumes to this table. The next one is another Zara one that is still in the collection. Yay! And this is called Rose Gourmande, which is a very good alternative to Intense Café by Montal, for a Zara perfume that has a monster performance. On my skin, this lasts the whole day. So this perfume has notes of rose, caramel, carnation, jasmine, peony, vanilla, and amber. And the main accords are sweet, floral, gourmand, creamy, and oriental. And you definitely have this very creamy, sweet rose mixed in with a deep and sexy amber and some vanilla. It almost has this coffee vibe, but like a milky coffee with some sweetener in there. But it is all about the rose, and it smells very Middle Eastern to me. And for the money, it's pretty good. And if you like to smell really yummy and edible, you definitely have to try this gem, which is called Escapade Gourmande by Maison Mataha. I think it was sold out for quite a while, but I hope it's back in stock. This is sweet, gourmand, creamy, smoky, and spicy, with notes of black sugar, vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, and musk. And it does smell exactly like the notes. You have this very burnt sugar feeling when you smell it at first, and then it gets more creamy and more fluffy the longer you wear it, which is why it does remind me of something like a crème brûlée. Doesn't smell exactly like it, of course, but you get this idea of it. It is quite a straightforward vanilla scent, but like the other one, the vanilla from Kayali, it has those other notes which make it a lot more interesting than just your typical vanilla extract perfume. The next one is this perfume, and I have no idea which one it is. It is by Kenzo, and it is from the flower line, but it says on here eau de vie, and it says Legere. And when I look online, I find a Legere version and I find a eau de vie version. So I don't know. I don't know which one it is, but it definitely is cozy. Doesn't matter which notes are in here. It is very floral. It's very creamy. It's very sweet. It's very powdery, and it has this freshness to it. So you have to like powdery scents, and you have to like neroli to like this perfume, which I think for a lot of people can be tricky. It is to me sometimes. I cannot wear this perfume too often. You can see that I did not wear it quite as much as others. It is a perfume that I just crave sometimes, but it is very cozy. I think the thing for me is that it is quite a good performer on my skin. This lasts the whole day, and I typically do not want my cozy scents to scream to me. So I'm going to read out the notes for eau de vie, which are neroli and ginger, orange blossom and Bulgarian rose, and white musk and tonka bean. And as I said, the neroli is very prominent, as well as the orange blossom, and you definitely get a very powdery white musk. It's all about neroli, orange blossom, and the powdery musk. And speaking of musk, I have the musk perfume, or one of the musk perfumes, which is called Choco Musk by Rehab. I think this is like a Marmite thing. 50% love it, 50% don't. I love it. It only has chocolate and musk as the notes listed, and this is exactly what it smells like. Maybe there's a little bit of vanilla in here, but this is quite a dry, sweet, cocoa powder, fluffy musk type of scent. It's super cozy, it's super yummy, it's not too loud, but on my skin this has a very good performance, and this was so inexpensive, extremely inexpensive, and some people said that it doesn't last at all, but on my skin this lasts the whole day. Maybe it's the batch, I'm not too sure. I hate the bottle, I hate that it leaks, or I don't know what happens here, but the juice itself is beautiful. And the next one is definitely in the same family. It gives me the same vibe, but they do not have the same notes. This is Commodity Milk. This is a sweet, creamy, gourmand scent with spicy touches. It has the top note of milk. It has musk and marshmallow, and it has tonka bean and mahogany. I have to be in the mood to wear it. I do wear it more than the Kenzo one, but it is not something I can wear every single day because it definitely has a milk accord to it. So it does smell like milk. You have to like the note of milk, and maybe even like a warmed up milk on the stove with some spices in it. And maybe even like a little bit, like a slightly bit burnt or almost burnt. And then you put in some marshmallows. This is what it smells like. So it's very interesting, very niche, very addictive, but it's also quite strong. And this lasts all day on me. The next one is one I have been raving about the last couple of weeks, which is called Cuir D'Orient by Celine Black Tie. And this is such a beautiful scent. I have to spray it on here. From the first second you smell it, it's so good. This has a reminiscence of Cuir Beluga by Guerlain, which is a perfume I adore, and I do not know if they still have it in stores because I was at a department store a couple of weeks ago and they had everything but Cuir Beluga. I don't know, but this is so beautiful. It could be from the Celine lineup. They are quite similar if you think of the idea. It is sweet and powdery and creamy, and it has a definite leather aspect to it. But the leather in here is so extremely smooth and buttery, and just something that balances out the other notes without being too much. It's quite bright and citrusy from the bergamot. Then you have a powdery iris sweetened with some very creamy vanilla. And then benzoin and opoponax, and there's even some patchouli, but it's the patchouli that I like, and it doesn't lean in a direction that is just too earthy and dirty smelling to me. This is so luxurious smelling, so elegant, so classy, but still something you can rock every single day. Definitely something I would wear towards fall time or winter time, though it is not the strongest performer. This is quite quiet, but does last for 4 to 5 hours on my skin. We are almost done. But I wanted to tell you all of the cozy perfumes in my collection. I mean, those are not all of them, but quite a few. The next one is a cheapie again, which is called Tonka by Solinotes. And this has quite a good rating if you look at the price of this perfume. So this is a Tonka forward scent, but it doesn't only have tonka bean in here. It has mandarin orange blossom, balsamic notes, petit grain, tonka bean, tolu balm, vanilla, amber, musk, and vanilla. And the main accords are sweet, creamy, gourmand, spicy, and powdery. To me, it reminds me a little bit of Lost Cherry mixed with something a little bit Christmassy smelling and more sweet and fruity. Lost Cherry on my skin leans a little bit powdery, and this one doesn't lean powdery on me. Not too much at least. And it has this juicy fruitiness. Maybe it's the mandarin orange blossom, I guess, which makes it a little bit more fun and uplifting and easy to wear. But it's beautiful. It's so inexpensive. Doesn't have the greatest longevity, but you can overspray with no problem. This definitely has some vanilla in here. You can definitely get the musk, which is always a note that is very cozy to me. And I mean, you saw that musk was in almost all of those perfumes. It's just very beautiful. And if I want something a little bit more Christmassy, or I want like a cherry vibe, I reach for this one. And the last one is one from my husband's collection actually, but we do share it, and I do know a lot of women that wear it, which is Rochas Man by Rochas. And I blind bought this because it is supposed to be one of the best coffee centered scents. And let me tell you, on my skin at least, it doesn't smell like coffee or straight up coffee at all. There's maybe something reminiscent of coffee in here, making it a little bit more smoky and nutty, but it is definitely not one of my coffee forward scents. Still, it is absolutely beautiful. It reminds me a lot of Coffee Break by Margiela, which is also not a coffee centered perfume in my opinion. But I think both of them have lavender and coffee in there. And lavender is a note that is very comforting and cozy to me, especially if it is mixed with vanilla. And there is a heavy vanilla note in here, as well as some amber. You have some florals, which is why I do not think this is typically masculine leaning. We have jasmine, we have lily of the valley, we have some musk as well, some raspberry, and we have some very creamy sandalwood. To me, it smells like you used your man's shower gel and then you lathered yourself up with some very creamy vanilla body butter, and then you're drinking maybe like a latte or like a macchiato, something like that. And this is what it smells like, with some florals in here. But if you smell it from the bottle, it smells quite masculine, but on my skin it develops to something more creamy and sweet, and it's definitely on the edge of smelling too masculine to wear it for myself, but still I crave it because it is such a beautiful scent. But I also do love it on my husband. And this one is extremely inexpensive as well. Oh my god, we made it. These were all of the cozy perfumes I wanted to share with you today. I hope you like this extremely long video format. Let me know which cozy perfumes you can recommend to me that I didn't show you. And let me know if you've tried any of those. Do you think they're cozy as well? Do you like to wear them during fall? I'm so excited for the cozy fall weather and all of the vibes. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.